Welcome to Information Technology Lab Practice, and this is Kumar Swami Dapa from SRRS Government Polytechnic College, Sirsilla. In this session, we are going to discuss about creating simple formulas in MS Excel. So, after completion of this session, a student will able to know what is formula in MS Excel and how to create a simple formulas using several mathematical operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division signs. Here, signs are nothing but symbols like this is the division symbol, and plus is the addition symbol, minus is the subtraction symbol, and star represents the multiplication symbol. So, by using these basic mathematical operators, we are going to create several formulas in worksheets. Okay, that's what we are going to discuss in today's session. So let us discuss what is a formula. So generally, formula we are using formulas to solve a specific problems, right? So Excel can be used to calculate and analyze numerical information, right? So we are using the Excel spreadsheet application, the software, to calculate and to analyze the numerical information that is available on the worksheet. Here, you will need to know how to write formulas to maximize the Excel capabilities. This analytical and calculative operations can be done effectively if you know how to write the formulas. So it maximizes the Excel capabilities to handle the data by writing the formulas. A formula is an equation that performs a calculation using the values in worksheet. In Excel, a formula is nothing but an equation. That equation is going to perform some calculation. That calculation can be done by using several values that are available on cells. Those cells are part of worksheet. A worksheet contains several cells. In those cells, we have several values. We are using those values as an input to the equation to perform several calculations. Okay, a formula is an equation. It is going to perform a calculation by using several values that are available in the worksheet. Okay, so this gives a clear idea of what is a formula. This statement gives a clear definition of a formula, right? Now, so to create a simple formulas, so first we are considering creating a simple formula that adds two numbers. How we are going to add two numbers in MS Excel? By using the formula bar. By using the formula bar here. So I already told you in the second lecture video what is a formula bar. So we are using formula bars to enter some information or data onto the cells, right? Why we can enter the data into the cells in several ways by using formula bar, by using mouse double click, right? So uh, we can enter any formulas as part of text into the cells. Okay, so here if you want to add two numbers, so we need to use a formula. Okay, so generally we know that we want to add two numbers, for example 2 plus 3. So what is it results? It results 5, right? So this value 2 is available in one cell and value 3 is available in another cell, and we are going to add the club these two cells to get the result 5. This result 5 is also available in some another cell. We know that every cell is having an address, cell address or reference address. So that reference address we are using while calculating the formulas. The reference address of cells are available on the name box, which is left side of the formula bar in the working environment of MS Excel, right? So if you want to add two numbers, so first of all, click the cell where the formula will be defined. Click the cell where the formula will be defined. So here the formula will be defined in the cell in which you want to get the result. The cell in which you want to get the result, on that particular cell you need to write a formula. For example, let us consider C5. C5 is the reference address of that particular cell where we want to write the sum of two numbers. Okay, so this address is C5. So click on that particular cell, then type the equation sign. Type the equal to symbol, equal sign, to let Excel know a formula is being defined. So if you write an equal sign while entering the data into the cell, then the Excel will know that, the Excel will understand that we are going to define a formula. So after equal, everything whatever we have written, that it treat as an formula. Okay, so type the first number to be added. Type the first number to be added. So for example, here I am written, you can written 2 directly, or you can give the address of a cell that contains the value 2. So for example, it is available in C1. Then type the addition sign, that is plus symbol, to let Excel know that an add operation is to be performed. So when you type plus symbol, it is known that the Excel will know that you are going to perform some operation on value that is available at address C1. In the address C1 we have value 2, that is combined with another cell, that is second number. Type the second number to be added. Type the second number to be added. So for example, here you can type the second number directly, or you can give the reference address of the second cell. For example, C2. C2. Then the content that is available in C1 is combined with the content that is available on C2, and these two are combined together, and the result of that will be stored at reference address C5. In C5 we are going to store the value 5. Okay, so for example, in this case here I am chosen for number 1 1500 and for number 2 200. So 1500 plus 200 is 1700. This 1700 is the result that is going to be stored, as a result of two numbers. So Okay, so after selecting the second number to be added, then press enter or click the enter button on the formula bar to complete the formula. So after hitting the enter key or enter button, then the result will be calculated and placed on the cell where you want to store the result. If the result of formula is too large to be displayed in a cell, it may appear as a pound signs. So pound signs are nothing but these hash symbols. Hash symbols. So you can observe here. So this is cell 1, yeah, cell A1. So A1 contains 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And this is this B, B1. It contains 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And this is the C. The size of C is low as compared with the size of A and B. Here size in terms of width. The width of cell C1 is smaller compared with B and A. If we perform an operation C1 is equals to A1 plus B1, A1 plus B1, A1 plus B1. So what happened here? The value in A1 we have this value and in B1 we have this value and these two are added and the result is stored at C1. If you want to display the result of this addition, so we require the size of this particular cell is somewhat large compared with A and B. So somewhat this much size we require. But the size is low. So it is not sufficient to display all the numbers, digits that are available on C cell, C1 cell. So that's why it is displaying these hash symbol, pound signs. So that can be removed by moving the cursor onto this particular line and double click on this. A double arrow will be displayed. Double click on that with the help of the double arrow. Then this C cell is expanded and the result will be displayed properly. Okay. This means that the column is not wide enough to display the cell content. Simply increase the column width to show the cell content. So increase the column width. For example, here. So here we are typing some value 1500 plus 200 is equals to 1500 plus 200. So is equals to sign we have written in C5. In C5 we are going to write some value and that is displayed after performing the addition operation. Okay, in C5 we are going to perform addition of two numbers 1500 plus 200. So that is displayed here. Okay, now to create a simple formula that adds the content of two cells. So in the first case we are adding two numbers. We are adding two numbers directly. So no need to talking about these addresses. So how we can add two numbers? So take two numbers 2 and 3. So that will be added in the particular cell. The result is going to be displayed. So this is one formula is equals to 2 plus 3 is one formula is equals to 1500 plus 200 is a formula. So here this formula is going to add two numbers. Okay, so in the next case, so here we are not entering any values directly to add the cells or to add the numbers. So directly we are giving some reference addresses. We are giving the reference addresses. By using those reference addresses, Excel will automatically going to calculate the uh, addition value and the result is displayed on the respective cell. Okay, so to create a simple formula that adds the content of two cells, so here first of all click on the cell where the answer will appear. For example, C5. In C5 we want to display the result of two cells. Okay, type the equal sign to let the know the formula is being defined. Type the cell number that contains the first number, for example C3. Then type the addition sign. So here addition sign. Then type the cell address that contains the second number to be added. So C4. C4 is the second number and C3 is the first number addresses. And press enter or click on the enter button on the formula bar to complete the formula. Right? So in the previous case, here we have entered the values directly. Here we are adding the two numbers directly. In this case, we are giving the reference addresses of two cells. Whatever the value that we have on those cells are going to be added. If you update this 1500 with some 1600 or 1700, if you are changing this with 1700, then it automatically this 1700 is going to be added with the 200. So 1700 200 is 1900, so 1900 is updated here. Okay, so here we are giving the reference address, and whatever the value that is available on those cells are going to be added. If you update those cells, it automatically reflects on the result of the operation. Okay, now to create a simple formula using point and click method. So this one is point and click method. Point and click method. Here in the previous case we have written, in the first case we have given the values directly to perform the addition operation. In the second case we have given the reference addresses of the cells to be added. In the third case, so this is the third way of doing performing the addition operation by writing the formula. In the third way, we are using a method called point and click method. In the point and click method, we are using mouse left button to point and click the cells we want to add. Okay, so first of all, click on the cell where the answer will appear. So for example, on C5 I want to display the answer, so click on the C5. Then type the equal sign to let the Excel know a formula is being defined. Then click on the first cell to be included in the formula bar. So here we are choosing C5 as a first cell. Okay, so let us remove this one and type the subtraction sign to let the Excel know that a subtraction operation is to be performed. Then click on the next cell in the formula, C29 for example. Then press enter, click enter, the enter button on the formula bar to complete the formula. So here, so you can observe here 30C. So we want to display the result on C30. We want to display the result on C30. So go to C30 cell, click on that cell and go to C30, click on that particular cell and then type the equal sign. Then move your mouse pointer onto C5 cell, click on that particular cell and then press the minus sign. So this is the step 1. After pressing the equal sign, press the C5 and minus. Then choose the second cell that need to be included in the subtraction operation. So C29. So C29 is the second cell. Then hit the enter key or press the enter button on the formula bar to complete the formula. So then automatically what happened? The Excel is going to replace the value that is available in C5 here and C29 here, and subtraction is going to be performed, and the result of that particular subtraction operation is going to be replaced in C30. So that is happening here. So this is about a point and click method. Now, to create a simple formula that multiplies the content of two cells, here we are performing, we are going to write a simple formula. We are going to create a simple formula. That formula multiplies the content of two cells. Okay. So first of all, select the cell where the answer will appear. So E32 for example. On E32 we want to display the result of this multiplication operation. Then type the equal sign. So you need to type the equal sign on the cell where you want to display the result. So see, E32 is the cell where we want the answer to be appear. So on that particular cell, click on that particular E32 cell and type the equal sign. Whenever you type an equal sign, then the Excel will know that a formula is going to be defined. Then click on the first cell to be included in the formula, for example C9. Or you can also type a number, so it's up to you. Either you can enter the number directly or you can type an address, reference address of the cell, or you can use the mouse pointer to point and by with the help of point and click method, go and type, click on C9 cell. Then that particular cell will be included in the formula. Then type the multiplication symbol. So star represents the multiplication symbol. By pressing the shift key and then the number 8 key, the operator displays the cell and the formula bar. So if you don't have any numerical keypad, then use the shift and press the number 8 key that contains a star symbol, multiplication symbol. Okay, so that is added into the cell. So by typing this star symbol, the Excel will know that we are going to perform some multiplication operation. Okay, then click on the next cell in the formula or type the number 12 for example. So here we are typing the number 12 directly. So we want to multiply the content that is available on the address C9 with 12. So whatever the content that is available in the C9 cell is going to be multiplied with the 12 and the result is appearing in this particular cell E32. On E32 the result is going to be appear after performing the mathematical multiplication operation. Okay, so after typing the 12, hit the enter key or click on the enter button on the formula bar to complete the formula. Now, to create a simple formula that divides one cell by another cell, again same procedure. Whatever the procedure we are following to addition, add two numbers, or to subtract, or to multiplicate the two numbers, the same thing can be done here in the division operation. In the division operation also, we are going to perform the same procedure, the same steps we need to follow. So what is the procedure? First of all, click on the cell where the answer will appear, then type the equal sign. After typing the equal sign, the Excel will know that a formula is going to be defined. Then click on the first cell to be included in the formula. Then type a division symbol. So here division symbol is a slash, forward slash, that is available on keep on the keypad number 0. So press shift key along with the 0 button, then it is going to display this division symbol. Okay, then click on the next cell in the formula, then press enter or click the enter button on the formula bar to complete the formula. So one thing you need to know, here we are performing several arithmetic operations, right? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Sometimes we may perform this percentage or modulus operation. For all these operations, we need two values to accomplish that particular task. So we need a left side value and right side value. So we require a left side value and right side value. Then we can able to perform addition operation. We require a left value and right side value. Then we can perform the subtraction. Left side value and right side value to perform multiplication operation. Left side value and right side value to perform division operation. Left side value and right side value to perform percentage operation, like that. So if you want to perform addition operation by knowing only left side value means we cannot add anything for left side value without knowing the right side value. Okay, so these are all the arithmetic operators. For these arithmetic operators we require two operands. So these are called two operands or two values. If you know the two values, then we can perform the respective operation. Okay, now how to use these cell references. As you can see, there are many ways to create a simple formulas in Excel. So most likely you will choose one of the method that enters the cell addresses into the formula rather than an actual number. So why we are preferring to choose this cell addresses into the formula rather than an actual number? For example, we have written a formula to add two numbers. Later sometimes if I want to change the two numbers, so then I need to edit these values. So for example, this is 1 and this is 2 and this is 3 row numbers, and this is A and this is B and C. For example, in A1 we have 2 and in B1 we have 3, and in C1, here I am returning the formula like C1 is equals to A1 plus B1, A1 plus B1. So by writing these reference addresses means what happened. So it is going to display the result 5. If I update this 2 with 12, then automatically it reflects 15 will be updated here. So if you use cell references means you can edit the data. So no need to edit the formula. It directly or automatically the result will be updated. For example, here I am returning a formula by pressing the equal sign, equal 2 plus 3. So if I want to change the values 12 and 3, so I need to edit this formula and I need to type the values. So it is not a convenient way to perform the operations directly on numbers. So it is better to use the reference addresses or cell addresses on the formula bars, so that you can perform the operations accurately without uh, any errors, without making any errors. So there may be a chance of errors if you use the numbers in the formula bar. If you mismatch or if you type wrongly while entering the numbers, then the result will be affected. Okay, but if you use the formula bar, this automatically calculates the operations and the content is available directly on the respective cells and the result will be displayed. Okay, the cell address is basically the name of the cell and that can be found in the name box, right? We know that the cell addresses are displayed on the name boxes. So it is a combination of a column name followed by row number, right? So column names are like A, B, C, D, and row numbers are like 1, 2, 3, 4. So cell addresses are, they are combined together, A1, A2, B1, B2, and so on. So here, you can observe these two diagrams. So here A1, so this rectangular box represents the cell address name box. In the name box, so this rectangular box is the name box, and in the name box we have cell address. So here this is the active cell or the cell selected. This selected cell is on column A and row 1, so that's why A1 is displayed here. So A1 is the cell address. In the following example, uses actual numbers in the formula in C5. So here in C5, so we are using the numbers. When a cell address is used as part of formula, this is called cell reference. It is called SL. When a cell address is used as part of a formula, this is called cell reference. And it is called a cell reference because instead of entering specific numbers into the formula, the cell address refers to a specific cell. So here, instead of entering the numbers, we are entering the cell references, the address of cells. So right in the above example, uses cell references in the formula in C30. So this is the Cth column and this is the 30th row. So here we are using cell references. Cell references. So let us discuss a few important shortcuts that we are using in MS Excel. Okay, so this is in most of the cases we are using these shortcuts instead of using keyboard and mouse. Sorry, instead of using mouse and pressing the respective commands on the working environment window. Okay, so first one is Control N. So press the Control key on the keypad and then press the, by holding the Control key, press the N button. So it performs. It is going to create a new workbook. It is going to create a new workbook. Control S, Control plus S key. It is going to save the current workbook. So whatever the information you have entered, those information are going to be stored. So every time if you perform any updation operation on workbook or worksheet, so what you need to do is you need to press this Control S button. So then it is going to save the work you have done. If you are pressing the Control S button for the first time after opening a new or blank workbook or worksheet, then it is prompting to enter the name of the file, name of the workbook, and it is asking about the location where you want to save that particular workbook. Okay, so you need to give the location where you want to save and name of the file. Okay, so if you are using the already existed workbook, already saved workbook, then no need to give the name, no need to give the location. Just press the Control S button whenever you perform an update operation. Next one is the Control C. So Control C is the, it copies the content of a current selection. It copies the content of current select. So it may be a single cell or it may be a group of cells, whatever you have selected, the content of those cells are going to be copied onto the clipboard. the content of those cells are going to be copied onto the clipboard whenever you press the Control C button. Next one is Control V. Control V means it is going to paste the data from the clipboard. It is going to be paste the data from the clipboard. So one thing you need to remember, while pressing the Control C button, it copy the content of the current selection. It won't remove the content of the correct selections. If you use Control plus X button, then it performs the cut operation. Cut operation means it is going to copy the content of current selection onto the clipboard, and then the content that is available on the current selection are going to be erased or removed from the selection from the worksheet. And at later you can use this Control V to paste the data that is available on the clipboard. So we are using Control V to paste the data, Control C to copy the data, Control X to cut the data. The difference between Control C and Control X is that in Control C, if you use Control C operation, the content is copied onto the clipboard and the actual content is already available on the current selection. But here, if you use Control X, the content is cut from the current selection. On the current selection, we don't have the content, and the content is copied onto the clipboard. From the clipboard, you can use by using the Control V option. Okay. Then another shortcut that we use frequently is Shift plus F3. It displays the function insertion dialog window. So if you want to insert a function on a particular cell, just use this Shift plus F3 window, F3 shortcut. It is going to display the function insert dialog window. One more shortcut is Shift plus F11. Shift plus F11, it is going to create a new workbook. New worksheet. Control N, it creates a new workbook. Shift plus F11, it creates a new worksheet. A workbook may contain any number of worksheets. By default, it contains 3 worksheets. Okay, sheet 1, sheet 2, and sheet 3. If you want to create a more number of sheets, so you can use Shift plus F11 functional key to create a new worksheet. And the last shortcut key that we are going to discuss in today's session is Control P. Control P is the shortcut key we are using to create or to open the print dialog window. So by holding the control button, press the P key on the keypad, it is going to open print dialog window. So generally we are using this print dialog window to print the uh, worksheets onto the papers with the help of printer. Okay, so these are the few shortcut keys that we are going to use regularly or frequently. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. So these are the 8 shortcuts key most frequently we are using while handling Microsoft Excel application. Okay, so not only these 8, we have plenty of shortcut keys. So depending on the situation, depending on the topic we are going to discuss, there we can use several. Again, I am going to explain some another shortcut keys in further sessions. Okay, so this is about today's session, and here I am giving some tasks. Try to write a simple formula for addition. Write a simple subtraction formula using point and click method. Write a simple multiplication formula using cell references. Write a simple division formula by using any one of the methods that we have discussed. Okay, so this is about today's session. If you have any queries, just send a mail to kumarswami.dapa@gmail.com, or you can contact me on WhatsApp. Okay, so let us move on to the practical one. Right, so by default A1 cell is highlighted, so you can observe here. So I won't use any mouse left button after opening the blank worksheet or workbook. Okay, so A1 is highlighted by default, and the address of that A1 is displayed on the name box, and this is the formula bar. Okay, so I am pressing here means this is the active cell and thus address is displayed here. So for example, here I am typing 100 and here I am typing 200. So before that uh, on B2, so B2 is highlighted, I am writing equal to sign. So whenever you type an equal sign, then this Excel will know that we are going to enter some formula. So 20 plus 2, and I am hitting the enter button, so it is going to display 22, right? So this is one way of performing addition operation. Now another way of doing is, so for example in A5 I have value 12 and in B5 I have value 13. I want to display the result on D5. So is equals to, now I need to write the address, reference address A5, then I am hitting the plus sign, then B5, I am hitting the enter, 25 is displayed. We can use the point and click method. So I am using equal sign and I am choosing A12 with the help of mouse left button and pressing the plus sign and hitting the second number and pressing the enter. Again it is displaying the 25. So like this you can perform the addition operation. If you want to perform the subtraction operation, so you can perform easily. Is equals to, I am choosing B2 B5, then hitting the minus sign and the A5 and pressing the enter. So 13 minus 12, 1 is displayed. For example, I want to calculate now I want to calculate an attendance percentage of a particular student. So for example, pin number 1, number of days attended 40 out of 55. Now what is the percentage? So if you want to calculate the percentage, we need to write the formula. So for formula, so what I am need to do, plus first hit the enter key. So what is the percentage to calculate? So the number of days attended divided by the number of working days into 100, right? So number of days attended, so this one B3 divided by number of working days 55 into 100, 72.72727273. So this is the percentage. Now I am calculating the same thing for pin number 2. He attended 35 days out of 55 and 45 days out of 55. So now same data will be available for pin number 1 and 2 and 3. They are attended some number of days and some number of days are working days. I need to calculate the formula. So no need to write again and again the same formula, B3 divided by 55 into 100, like that. So instead of that, you can apply the same formula for the remaining continuous numbers. by just highlight the cell for which you have already written the formula. Just move your cursor onto the bottom right corner where we have a dot symbol. So a plus sign is appear. Just drag that onto the number of cell for which you want to apply the formula. Okay, then it automatically calculates the attendance percentage for the remaining students pin number 2 and 3. So here for this one D3, B3 divided by C3 is the formula, right? For D4, what is the formula? B4 divided by C4. So, but it is not a B3 divided by C3. Okay. So it is automatically update the reference addresses continuously for D5, B5 divided by C5 like that. Okay. So like this, you can apply the same formula for more number of rows for the more data by just dragging the cells. So for example, here I am using the formula for these many number of rows. Here we are getting divided by 0 exception. Why? Because we don't have any values here. That's why we are getting this type, this kind of error. Okay. For example, uh, here pin number is there and subject 1 is there, subject 2 is there, 6 subjects are there. So 18024 dash C dash 001, 8 students are there. Some marks are available. So 6 subject marks are available for 8 student. Now I want to calculate total marks obtained by a student, average marks obtained by a student. Okay. So for calculating the total marks, so we need to add all the subjects marks, right? For calculating the average, we need to add all subjects marks, means the total marks divided by 6 subjects. So divided by 6, it gives the average mark. So here I am going to return the formula is equals to, then choose the cells you want to add, and here I am returning sum function, hitting the enter button. So sum is a function, mathematical function. It is going to add the sum of the uh, cells that are given. So here B3 colon G3 means it is a range of cells. So for example, here I am returning is equals to sum A1 comma uh, sorry B3 comma C3 comma D3 E4 F4 G, and then closing the bracket. It is also giving. So you can use sum, or if you don't want to use sum, so you can use a plus sign, plus select subject 2 marks, plus subject 3 marks, plus subject 4 marks, plus subject 5 marks, plus subject 6, and enter. And drag this formula, it is going to apply for the remaining numbers. So what is the average? Total divided by 6. Press enter. So 25.5. So you can use this one. So like this, you can apply the formulas to analyze the data that is available on the Excel sheet. Okay. So this is about today's session. Try to practice more on the formulas. Okay. So thank you for watching the video. If you have any queries, just send a WhatsApp message or send a mail to kumarswamy.the@gmail.com. Thank you.